Yay.
And welcome back to All Star Fandom as we review Star Wars Skeleton Crew. You know the whole crew here, Doc, Jen, they're locals. I'm here somewhere in the basement of Nakatomi Tower. But
I'm in a snow globe in New York. We're good.
I got that one.
I heard a lot of stuff going up on the roof.
There's a lot going on up there.
Live in the basement of Nakatomi. But hey, wasting no time. Make sure to follow if you're watching this on the live right now. Thanks for watching. Episode just ended. If you're watching on the replay, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. We're here, All Star Fandom Show on TikTok, Instagram, all the good social media platforms. Not on X, probably will be there. But we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it.
Blue Sky, yeah. Go to Blue Sky.
Yeah, we're Blue Sky.
Blue Sky.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. Doc, give us the synopsis of this episode.
All right, guys, y'all check this out. So Skeleton Crew episode 5, titled You Have a Lot to Learn About Pirates. We follow our unlikely heroes to a new planet called Lanupa. They are still on their journey to At-Atten. SM-33 has remembered now where the coordinates are. While attempting to check into this swanky spa on the planet, that the planet is known for, Jod is spotted by an old bounty hunter by the name of Pocket. Jod and the old crew shows up to claim the bounty, and right when the kids think they are home free, Jod turns on them and challenges Fern for captain. And let's pick it up right there. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, okay. I'm gonna get Jen. You take it away.
Okay. We some of the stuff we thought was going to happen this episode happened. We got like 2 theories in one. We saw where the parents were at, and they're like, okay, screw the government. We're doing this on our own.
Yep.
And they got the top lady who's trying to do everything by the book. Can you stop doing it by the book, please? She's like, what's the plan? Fine. We're going to do it.
Yep.
Because so far the droids are running everything. They
are. That's scary.
They don't know who. I keep wanting to say the senator, the supervisor.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to go to senator, but that's just because that's what we've been introduced to. They don't know who the supervisor is. She's doing everything by the book. Nothing's working, which means the supervisor is probably a machine. We don't know yet. But to what you just said, that's actually very scary. And then we go right to where the kids are, and that whole scene, the whole prep for turning Smee on, and he remembers, he goes, that was the old captain. I'm fine now. And he goes, okay, take us to this planet. He goes, okay, pop.
And pops out of the And I was thinking to myself, why are they tying a machine down with rope?
What's wrong?
Man in handcuffs, man.
It's like Henry Cavill in handcuffs as Superman. He just gets up and he walks over.
Yeah.
It's like,
that was so funny.
Hysterical. I love Smee the whole time complaining how they ruined the planet.
Yeah,
exactly. So they get to this planet and it's just
supposed to be throwing bodies over there in acid. I don't like they over there in bubble baths.
This woman is giving this beautiful tour, and he's in the background going, "They took away this. There's no this, and there's no dead bodies anymore. And that's where we used to kill people."
And he's like, "That's all the stuff that he loved." Oh my goodness.
The 2 different perspectives. I was cracking up. Oh my goodness. There's just so much to talk about. Overall, this episode was good. It revved up a little bit, like we're turning that dial a little bit more. And we're getting more information. We learned the ship name, we learned the captain, the crew, who he was, a nod to Treasure Island / Treasure Planet. That's some of that storytelling right there, that it works every time. If you do it right, it's never gonna fail. It's a classic. It's become a classic pirate trope, and I'm here for it. There's so much more that I
There
want
is.
to. So I'm going to stop right there. Go ahead, Zach.
We'll have that stopping point there. So they've made it to the new planet. Well,
Treasure Planet.
they ruined it essentially.
According to Smee, they ruined
it. It looks pretty.
They destroy his planet.
It's like a place I would love to go, not work, because the Hutts can apparently just
there was a Hutt there.
Yeah,
sir.
I was saying,
that's what he said, sir. And he was so calm with it, like he just gonna spit it
oh
back
no,
up.
not again. But then I'm looking at the Hutt like, so are you Jabba's cousin, niece? Where are you in the family tree with Jabba? Where are you?
But no, it's so obviously you get to this planet, and then there's kids aren't allowed on this planet either. Mm-hmm. So they dress them up as the wise elders, their entrance was hilarious. Again, I love the fact that they keep them feeling like kids in every single scenario.
And their attention span are children, because they're like, oh yes, we're wise elders, and they turn around and it's like, oh, and the wise elders.
Exactly. So so move to that point. That's when Jod gets, it's another name. He's known by another. What is it, Silvo?
No. She called him something Dent. I forget.
Oh, I did. Yeah, it's it begins with it. It's another two name, but it begins with a D. Fun fact about that actress, for those of you who are Disney nerds, that is the actress who does the voice of Merida from Brave.
Oh, really?
Well, all right then.
Yes, and she's also, if you watch Nanny McPhee with Emma Thompson, she is the young maid that falls in love with Colin Firth and Nanny McPhee. Same actress.
Well, she dimed the crew out.
She dimed the crew out.
To pick up this bounty.
Dude, quick.
On their heads. And we move a little bit forward. The kids are still playing on the bed and all that stuff. Being kids, right? It's like, what did I say? Like, you told us to listen to you or whatever they said. Like, what's the last thing I said? But just seeing how we went from beat to beat, I don't think how we got to that ending, I saw it coming in this episode.
Oh, I did.
No.
You did?
Oh, I did. Oh, I definitely did. So I already knew. I told y'all, I knew as soon as SM33.
You have been consistent with your feeling with him, yeah.
I told you, when SM33, I just knew it. As soon as he found the coordinates, Jod was gonna be like, all right, enough of this babysitting SH, you know what?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he found out there's an actual mint where they can print money. He's a pirate.
And
Come on.
And it's an old Republic value.
Oh my God. Growing. Do you see how quickly that woman took that credit and forgot whatever she was supposed to be doing?
She was like,
I'll check you in.
Slipping them sleeves every time.
I'll check you in.
And then she took the whole thing and went.
And the fact that I told you I didn't trust him from the get-go. And every time Neil or Wim try to get close to him and find out why he's not a Jedi, how can he use the Force, he just pat him on the back and be like, oh, don't worry about it. Let's go. Like he don't want to teach him nothing, but he want to keep them under his thumb. I knew it was coming, bro. I just told you it was only a matter of time. He's a pirate at heart, bro. He ain't
within these stories, we talked about it every week. I feel like we sort of thought that softening would happen with him being with. He
had to keep him alive so he can find Adden.
It still might, but right now he has not been put in a position yet where his true character and integrity has been tested. He's just getting by. But since we're on this character, they had with the writing, with what they've done with Jod up to this point, where it's like, is he a Jedi? Is he not a Jedi? How they've been playing it. This dude is definitely trained.
Yeah.
He is definitely trained. Like his Force abilities now is more pristine.
Because he hadn't been using them before, but now he's starting to use them more. Oh yeah,
well, possibly, but
no, like that's the thing. Like if you're trained in the Force and you don't sever your connection per se,
well, that is right.
You can still, you can still work with it, and and feel that, because like if I were imprisoned and I had Force abilities or I was a trained Jedi, and I chose not to sever myself from the Force, especially if I'm going to use it in the realm of piracy. I'm going to still find ways to practice. I mean, he could be doing meditation in that prison cell and connecting with the Force, because even the Sith meditate. So we don't know if that's what he did, but that is a realm of possibility. So now seeing this guy is definitely trained, but now I have more questions and seeing what he could do. And then he grabbed the saber like nothing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
lightsaber.
I'm like, oh, you probably know how to use that, which means you have a lot more training. So now my question is, were you in the Jedi Temple and that you were a Padawan and you survived Order 66?
Survived Order 66, yeah.
Or were you or were you a Jedi Knight taken to Palpatine, inquisitored by Vader, and somehow survived being inquisitored?
Man,
that's a lot to take in.
There's a lot more possibilities now. A lot more possibilities.
And so I got a question for you, Jen. Why in the hell Smee kept listening to him? He was like, hey, Jod just was telling him to do stuff, and he just kept on doing it. I'm like, man, why you ain't listening to the captain?
Well, they were already, he was already plugged in. He knew what to ask. I thought about that when I watched it too. Because he wasn't accepting orders.
Fern is getting tapped out. We saw that last episode. She's tired. Getting overwhelmed. She's tired. They're not eating enough. They're not drinking water.
Or blue milk, as my daughter keeps saying. I want some blue milk.
Blue milk is essential. People. This is like she was getting tapped out last episode, so she's definitely falling off her A game. So, and I agree with Dion, in that situation, and especially this is technology they've never seen before. This is not what they were taught was out there on and so they're seeing technology and stuff, other things droids can do that they're not really accustomed to. So it's like, what do you ask? Yeah. I'm sure they don't know what to ask. So
no, they didn't.
But remember, Smee once in a while kept checking with Fern until he did the challenge. Captain, is that okay? And she would nod. So he was checking in with her. Now to answer your question though, it's also a part of droid protocols that are written within them. So since he's in there, he's going to do what he needs to do because he also understands the value of the information they're trying to getting. So he's like, okay, yeah, I mean, I'm going to take it and blah, 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 blah. And then he did the challenge. And I'm just like,
so I will say this. I've been on the side of Jod throughout this entire season.
You had hopeful.
I do, man. I did. Well, I did. We still got 3 episodes. There's a shot.
I'm not surprised by what happened, but then I'm at the point now where I'm like, this could go still many other ways.
Well, this can go many other ways because obviously they were running from the other pirates. Don't think they ended up very well.
And Uncle didn't say the line.
Man, when he asked him, do you still have control? He was like, yeah. Put the ass back on, Playboy.
But Jen brought this up, has brought this up every episode too. When those music cues change, you're like, holy crap.
Pay attention to the music cues.
And that's what I've been doing all season now since Jen put that.
It is muy importante.
I'm like, listen, that's not a hero. That's not a hero's theme song, man. Nope.
In music, you have light and darkness. You hear the dark in this one.
Look, for Dion, you didn't hear that thing was Galapagos or whatever that thing was.
To not trust, he could smell the not trust.
When he said you are right to not trust, and then here go Neil. Hey, Neil, little baby, no. I
love Neil.
Trying to smell it.
Honestly, I thought everybody would be wrong. I thought that he would, prove them wrong, but
we don't know yet.
Once a pirate, always a pirate up until episode 5, right?
Dude, bro. Okay, think about this, dog. If you're a pirate, you find out that there's a planet with a freaking old Republic net.
Why would I just live there then, man?
You got 4
kids.
The AI on the planet.
4 kids in your way that's preventing you from getting to said planet.
Okay. So total destruction is on the way, essentially, at Aden. because the parents are sending that signal out, right?
Yep. And that's going to be a beacon to the location of Ad.
I mean, the only pushback I'm going to give just a smidge, because you both are not wrong by them doing that. It's going to expose them. The current crew that just got acid is not going to be one of them.
They're not. And Jaleel White was a part of that.
Well, here's the thing.
As well.
Hold on. Here's the thing. We don't know for a fact. No, I'm going to say we don't know for a fact. Maybe he was not in the pit when
that you didn't see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It didn't happen.
Exactly. So he might have not been in the acid pit at the time.
Yeah, and that was his voice. I had the captions up, and that was Jaleel White's character. Yep. He's saying that, but we didn't visually see them get acid. There's a chance that I don't know, he could be alive.
We heard a lot of gurgling, but we don't know if it was him.
But like that's gonna, I mean, and just to close out that sort of episode, and we can go back through it as we go through the show. But once Fern yields, we see Wim.
My heart was breaking for her.
Who had hurt that too, but Wim before Ja found him crying, talking about how he wants to go home. He didn't think this adventure was gonna be like this. He just wanted a good story to come back, tell the crew I did that. Yep. You know, I met a Jedi. You know, I did this. But now it's getting really real. Yeah. And I thought at that point where he saw that lightsaber for the first time, I was like, oh, he's getting that lightsaber. Then when I saw him with the lightsaber, I thought he's gonna cut himself. And he almost did.
The moment I saw him holding it, I was just like, yeah, that's right. But, you're going to stab yourself.
I was like, I know. I guess,
first of all, we already know when the man told Wim not to touch nothing, he was going to touch something. We already knew that. And when he saw that lightsaber, it was just a matter of time before he grabbed that thing.
I'm sorry to use this analogy, but it's the first thing that popped in my head. Think of Abu and Aladdin. The Cave of Wonders. What does Aladdin do?
Don't touch nothing.
Anything. And what does he do? He touches the ruby.
Exactly. You want to talk about, like, I'm sorry, man. I'm for animals, but not at that point. Like,
you would have had to put hands on.
Into a mouth of a sand tiger, man.
Oh yeah,
that's told you not to touch nothing.
Don't touch nothing but the lamp.
That was quicksand.
Nothing but the lamp, man. But you go around there trying to touch all the rubies, all the coins. We get trapped.
The lightsaber, it had a really interesting design. It's High Republic design. That's from the High Republic.
And I think Jod knows that.
If he is as trained as I believe him now to be, and you have to remember though, with Padawans, when they were especially the ones that were involved in Order 66, at that point in the timeline, they're not learning about a lot of the things that happened to the Jedi. Like, they have altered their history, and they're not teaching them about the Sith at all. And what the Sith have done, how they were defeated. You know, the Jedi were very gatekeeping of a lot of information, which is why in the show The Acolyte, you see these Padawans not really prepared to fight real enemies. You know, they're not being trained, which is why if you have watched the Clone Wars and the Tales of the Jedi, you know, Anakin was correct in the way he was training Ahsoka.
Yeah. And
the reasons why he was doing it. Completely understandable. But yeah, that is a High Republic design lightsaber.
It is nice. That's one now.
That's an oldie but a goodie. She's
$200. We can do it again.
I want one now.
We can go make another
what
one.
What crystal will call you? I'm curious to know.
And it's gonna go right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like just looking at that. I really wish like Wim would have ended up with it, but thankfully a booby trap where we don't know where that took them.
You never know. He still might. We got 3 more.
Exactly, right? So I'm figuring out what I'm thinking. That booby trap takes them somewhere that they'll be safe. I don't think it's Wim on a whim just hit a button again, man. Like he was like, I know.
But then I'm thinking also, I mean, hoping they safe, but I'm thinking if it's booby trap, man, you know how those spikes levitated that rock and levitated old boy.
Yep.
Well, thankfully,
I'm thinking it might be spikes at the bottom of that.
Thankfully, they're short enough for everything else.
Because they could have been missing their heads.
Did you see that? It just missed them because they did not meet the height requirement.
Exactly.
I was like, wow.
And like I said, had Jod been at the end of that line, it'd been over for him.
No,
I think he even touched his chest. After that, he went.
Yeah,
that was a close one. I mean, I'm still hoping for a redemption story from him, but this is gonna be tough to come back.
It is a common Star Wars theme that George is all about. That is a staple of George Lucas's redemption arc. So it's possible that we're going to get that with Jod. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at all. It won't. Because that is a main staple to Star Wars storytelling. You see it in the originals with what George did. You see it in the prequels. You see it in Clone Wars. You see it in the sequels. It's a part of Star Wars and it will always be a part of Star Wars. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. So with this episode, it felt a bit short. It moved this week.
This was a good pace for this.
Yeah, this one moved.
I'm happy with the pacing because I think if it went a little tad slower, it would have dragged.
Yeah,
it would have dragged. But I love the information that we were learning about the planet, the ship, the captain. The messed up holocron. So you don't.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah,
you don't even see him and what he looks like. And I'm listening to the voice. I'm like, is this an actor I know?
I knew Jen was going to. Jen will know.
The voice. I'm like, who is this? Who is this? Because when I heard Alfred Molina, I was like,
you knew it, right? Like, yeah.
I was like, thank you for coming. I'm so happy you're here. Please come back.
Even his design for it looked like he had a pirate hat on to me.
Oh, he did.
You have to go back and look through it, but he looked like he lived that life and that space pirate life. So
I love Jod's reaction when the ship got revealed and who the captain was. He was like, "Are you kidding me?
Right.
That's this ship?" He was like,
"So as we talk about this with the captain, that ship was on at.
It was. Yep. It crashed.
He made it there. I would assume.
No. His crew made it there. Remember?
Was he not on? But they were looking for him. Once me got up, he was looking for the captain.
I know where you going with this.
You connecting me where
I'm connecting it with you. Yeah, I know where you going with this.
Picking up what I'm putting down.
What if he the supervisor? Yeah. What if he the supervisor? Yeah, dog. That's wild.
I want to get up and walk around.
That's wild, bro.
I want to get up.
It's
like I'm Sunday in church. I gotta get up.
Put the hand up.
Yeah. That would be wild, dude. And that's why he went through all those steps to hide the coordinates.
Oh. This is why no one knows who he is.
Who the supervisor is. Nobody knows who the supervisor is. That's why he got all those androids over there.
Wait, now let's okay.
Now, if that's the case, hold on, let me say one thing. If that's the case, I know for a fact, him being a pirate, I know he got some defenses set up for anybody that's trying to come for the planet.
So if he's the supervisor and the other 9 jewels were destroyed, did he do it?
That's another good question, man.
Because if he discovered that Atten and he knew about all those other coordinates, what if he usurped all of the other jewels and those little at the other planet from last episode, those starships in the sky? What did he put them there?
Man.
And took out the planet. Palpatine might not even be in this.
Might not be.
It could tie into the Star Wars lore of the piracy between. Oh my goodness!
And this man been there for years.
I've blown Jen's mind.
Printing money, dog. He's just been there for years, just printing money, just bam, 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 bing, 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 like Sonic coins, boy, bing, 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 everywhere.
What if he made a deal with the original settlers and those barriers? He said, "I'll put a barrier up to protect the planet.
And nobody
you won't have to worry about people coming and making you slaves." And blah blah blah. Oh my freak!
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
That was mine.
I ship it.
Wow.
I ship this.
Yeah.
Man, I don't think I can go any higher than that tonight.
No. I think
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Be like the episode of Seinfeld when George ends on a high note. Just gets up and leave, man. Middle of the meeting, kills, gets up. All right, I'm out.
Wow. What if he's the supervisor? Oh my freak.
I feel like there's more to him now since we know his name, we know the ship, we know
because there were other bodies there, but
yeah, and we never saw
saw his body.
Say, like even when Jod was looking around, we never saw like a skeleton of a captain or anything.
No, it's like in Goonies. We saw the captain of that ship. He was in his chair.
Yeah,
not on this ship.
Not on this one,
and not in this cave either.
Yeah, that's
like where is he?
That's wild.
Ooh!
Oh
man! Now you want all 3 episodes now, right?
Just drop them right now. I will binge it tonight. I will be up. I will make a pot of coffee and drink it.
just to get through. Tell Santa like, hey, just come on in.
Hey, come on in, cop squat.
I am recovering from a coworker who decided to infect everyone in the office, so I can pull an all-nighter with a cup of big pot of coffee. I'm staying home all week.
Oh wow.
Oh man. So that, I mean, any other notes from this episode? This episode 5, 3 more left. Anything, little small things
I
looked at? I know we're
anything.
watching right after it.
I'm curious to know how many of Jod's old crew survived and how many is going to come after them once they get towards.
How many still want to be loyal to him?
Yeah.
There still might be a tiny few.
Because what's the wolf guy name? My goodness,
I don't know his name.
I forgot his name. I just forgot his name.
We all keep calling the wolf guy.
He's gonna be on his way. To finding them.
Especially after Urkel again.
I don't know time. Can you sway him like that? Like we start out the episode, the series, him promising the greatest treasure they've ever seen.
Now hold on, now time out. Now
can you then promise him like, hey, follow like to get a crew back, or
here's the thing
by himself?
Flip this. If they figure out how to get the acid back down and they go down and into the old captain's treasure, I don't think they would give a darn about Jod. But the fact that Jod just fried the old crew, some of them, I think they're more upset behind that versus treasure right now.
Well, he still needs to get off
his
the
head
island
is
too.
still worth money.
Planet.
Keep in mind, he's the new captain. Smee reports to him, and I'm sure he's going to tell Smee to take all that information because now he has receipts to prove. Yeah. I was right the whole time. Check out what the droid has, and they might. And it's like the scene in Pirates of the Caribbean with Barbossa and Jack, where
Captain Barbossa.
Captain Barbossa. In movie 1, where Jack basically explains to him, it's like, you send your guys out, they do what they do best, and blah 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 blah. They have a moment where they're like, okay, we will join forces. You will have your ship back, and blah 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 blah. Before he commits mutiny again. Yeah. Because he's Jack's. It could be that. It could be that.
There's a lot of scenarios in this joint.
A lot of scenarios.
Go ahead, G.
I was worried about KB when she was walking in the steam. Like, why are you letting the baby walk in the steam?
Okay.
Let her away from the steam. And then Neil and Wim with the walkies. Jedi 1. This is Jedi 2. And then he goes, okay, we're here. And then he comes out and goes, oh, copy.
Yeah, copy. Yeah.
I love you guys so much.
Yeah, there's a good balance of like this. They've hit on every point for this series so far for me personally. It gives me the adventure side. It gives me those kids being kids that, just anything cool that's come up, you're going to touch it. You're going to want to do it. Williams learned how to slide on his knees to get cover now. Give him another shot at that lightsaber. I think he could manage.
What I'm really curious. He picked it up. Now I'm curious, and he turned it on. I was like, "Are we force sensitive?"
Maybe
that's where I was.
because they had,
and he might have got that from
he
his
had the
mama.
discussion with Ja.
They had a connection. It was genuine. That moment was a genuine connection, and it was a lesson from the Jedi Temple about attachments.
And he brought up his mom too. Like,
Which
guy.
We have seen before. Let me just say,
another guy who had a thing about
everyone's going to be like, I can't believe that. Blah, 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 blah. I got it. Listen, it is common for it to happen. Okay? It's common. Get over it. But yes, we've seen it before with Anakin and his mother.
I think
it's you have to remember the lesson of Yoda with that what he tells Anakin about fear to anger, anger to hate, hate to suffering. So that is something with Anakin where that was something for him that pushed him a little bit down that path. And then he loses Qui-Gon, pushes him a little down that path, goes back to Tatooine and finds out what happened to his mama about the Tusken Raiders and has that traumatic experience. Really pushes him over that edge. It could be the same thing with Wim. It has happened before because it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Man, 3 more episodes left.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
We end this what? New Year's Day. So, my goodness, man. I think that covers pretty much everything from this episode after watching it minutes before hopping on here. Jen.
Another interesting thing. The lightsaber was blue.
Yep. It was.
Was blue.
The blade was blue. Because if in lore, blade colors have a different meaning in with the Kyber crystal. So I found that interesting. It's like, oh, the blade is blue. So okay. Some information about the blade and the original user. Cool. Oh, yeah. That's just me.
Whatever.
Because again, I'm thinking down the line here, like I want Wim to become a Jedi. I want Neil
want Wim to become a Jedi.
I want Neil to survive. See if
he's force sensitive, because I'm like, you picked it up, you even turned it on, and you didn't stab yourself.
Yeah, I gave him the hot foot though. Yeah, well, it was like
he learned how to tap dance. He gained a new skill.
Yeah, man.
Added to his hit points.
But I'm just thinking, like, if that final episode, man, if that boy force a lightsaber into his hand,
like what if Jod is using it and all of a sudden Wim tries to use the force and gets it away from him?
Well, really, he doesn't have to take it. I just need to see it wiggle.
Yeah, like shake. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Like Captain America picking up the
wiggle.
Yes. I just need to see it go up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's it for William. But no, man, that episode was great. Again, short, but I love the pacing of it. 3 more episodes left of Skeleton Crew. Man, anything else before we get out of here? Because I'm pretty sure Jen's gonna go watch it about 2 more times tonight. Just to make sure.
I actually gotta watch the Polar Express before I go to bed. That's my tradition today.
Oh, that's tradition.
That's tradition. I watch the Polar Express before I go to bed, and I'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, I've done Home Alone already. Jingle All the Way was earlier today, and I watched Die Hard on the plane. So I think I'm covered.
It is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I'm covered. Maybe Batman Returns tonight. I don't know.
I watched Red 1.
Hey, that's a good one.
Home Alone 1 through 4.
No, why?
All because I have a 9-year-old daughter.
Tell her they in at 2.
No.
Tell her they in at 2.
The baby say, "Let's watch Home Alone 9." Guess what we watch?
I understand.
Yeah.
Well, Jen, anything else?
Jumping jacks.
Anything else for the greater good or the people out there watching? Anything last from this episode, and then we'll get up out of here.
This was a fun ride.
Yeah.
I am so excited to see what next week episode is going to be and where we're going to land and what we're going to learn. Because now I'm like, okay, who the frick are you, Jod? And I need to know.
He's has so many names. So many names. Also, Jen, let the people know we jumped in hot today. Yeah. Let the people know where to find you.
People, the point is we're on social media because we're social.
We're here.
We are here. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok. I just joined Blue Sky. I'm new there. I'm figuring it out.
It's Twitter light.
It's Twitter like it's not like the other one. It's nicer. So yeah, but
So I've heard,
at Nerdiqua on Instagram and TikTok, and then at rocking_your_bald also on Instagram. And I got other stuff coming, but I'm not gonna talk about that till later.
That's what's up.
And Doc, since I'm here live from Nakatomi Plaza, the basement of Nakatomi Plaza, go ahead and close us out, man. So we can get out of here.
Okay. Yeah, before they blow up the building where Dion is. Look, it's been great. We closed out another episode 5 of Skeleton Crew. We'd like to thank each and every one of y'all that have tuned in. And it's been myself, it's been Jen, and it's been Dion. And until next time, peace.